Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and to the third episode of Break 85. Today I am at Okay, well, as you can see, this unfortunately is not going to be episode 3 of Break 85. Try as I might to make that the case. Instead, I wanted to take a minute to kind of give a general update on the channel, where things are at, and also say hello to the new subscribers that we've had in the past couple of weeks. I wanted to do all of that as part of a course vlog. I was out at the crack of dawn this morning, very first tea time, to try and get out and film a course vlog, but unfortunately that was kiboshed rather by some very grumpy groundskeepers who took exception to me filming, and so I had to abandon the plan after about 13 holes, which was very frustrating. Now the round of golf was not going very well, so I'm not necessarily super upset that the world doesn't need to see it, but I would have put it out regardless, even though I was playing pretty terribly, I promise. However, I wasn't able to finish the 18, so I decided instead to do something a little bit more direct to welcome new subscribers, new viewers, and give people kind of a recap on where we're at, what this channel's for, and where it's going, hopefully. So I've had a couple of videos recently that I've done rather well, certainly disproportionately so in terms of the views that I've generally been seeing, and that's fantastic. Thank you to everyone who has watched, and that has brought with it quite a few new subscribers, and thank you even more so to anyone who has signed up to be a viewer on this rather up and down journey that I am on and am planning to be on for some time to come. So if you are new, if you have come through the last few videos and you haven't necessarily seen the earlier stuff or the channel trailer, then I wanted to get everyone up to speed and talk a little bit about my golf game in general, what my hopes are and what my plans are for the channel going forward. So the best thing to do if you haven't already is watch the channel trailer, but essentially I took up golf in my late 30s, kind of out of the blue. I was gifted a couple of lessons which sort of stuck very, very quickly, and I got addicted and kind of fell in love with the game almost instantly. I started playing fairly regularly from there, and because it is sort of my nature to get rather obsessed and aim perhaps excessively high when I do take up anything new, I decided to set myself sort of the maddest goal that I could think of that might in theory be remotely, maybe even slightly achievable, which was getting to a point that I could look to enter qualifying school for the Legends Tour by the time I turn 50. So essentially that means going from golf rookie in my late 30s to a scratch or better handicap by 50, at which point I will take a shot and see how I get on at Legends Tour qualifying school. So that is essentially the setup for the channel. I decided that I would document that journey as I went in the hope that it might provide some entertainment, perhaps some inspiration for anyone who wanted to do something similar, possibly a warning sign or a cautionary tale.
Every decision I've ever made in my entire life has been wrong.
In terms of feasibility, and really just to help people understand what it takes to get meaningfully better at golf over the long term, and also specifically to do that in what I suppose is depressingly enough termed middle age. So to get everyone caught up, I played my first round just under 2 years ago now, so it's July 2023, and I've played quite a lot since. I'm a member of a club, playing fairly regularly, playing both socially and in club competitions, and having lessons as regularly as I can, although life events of late have meant that I haven't had one for a couple of months now, and practicing quite a lot as well. It's probably not quite as much as I would like, again, in the last month or two, but really trying to get better in a meaningful way and not just sort of pray and spray, but doing so with a fairly structured and tactical approach, hopefully listening to the right people, reading the right books, listening to the right podcasts, etc. If you are interested in learning kind of what I've been doing to try and improve, then I've been running this game improvement series whereby I look at the various ways that one could look to improve in golf, be that podcasts, lessons, training aids, etc., to understand if they help, how they help, and what expectations one should have going in using or trying to utilize those different strategies. In terms of where my game is at now, obviously I started at an infinity handicap. My first several rounds were in the kind of low hundreds, but I've managed to grind that down. In the last 12 months or so, I've gone from a 19 to a 13.4 as of the time of recording this video, which is decent progress, if not spectacular. My goals for this season are to get to at least a single figure handicap, but the kind of stretch goal is to see if I can get to 8 or below. Started the season at 16, so ideally I would like to cut my handicap in half over the course of 2025. Now, as you'll have seen, if you've poked around the channel at all, the videos have been on various topics so far. I have done a couple of course vlogs, I have done the game improvement series, I have done some of these more kind of to camera, confessional vlog style videos as well, and it will continue to be a sort of mix and match of that ilk. The through line of this is about obviously my golf journey, but also more broadly what maybe other people in a similar position to me can try or can apply to their own golf game. So I'm not here talking to the, aspiring college player or the PGA Tour hopeful. I may be delusional, but I'm not quite that delusional. I'm really talking to the weekend golfer who perhaps has dreams of something slightly better, or the middle-aged golfer who just wants to know that if they really gave it their all, how good could they possibly get? So I'd be interested to know in what brought you to the channel, what you've liked, what you've maybe not liked from the content so far, and anything you would like to see. Now, this isn't a kind of tail wagging the dog situation. I'm still going to be making the videos that I think are the most interesting, the most entertaining, and also the most reflective of my journey, because that is ultimately what this is all about. But obviously there's no point in doing it if people don't follow along and don't enjoy the content. So by all means, let me know in the comments kind of what you would like to see, what aspects of that game improvement journey would be most interesting to you. And similarly, feel free to ask any questions you have. I have done some videos that will answer some of those already in terms of like what clubs I'm playing, my practice schedule, all of those kinds of things. But I'm sure there is a bunch of other stuff that I can answer for people if you would be interested to know any of that. I think one thing that comes to mind at the moment, certainly after this morning's debacle, is that this is very, very difficult, both from the golf side, but also from the YouTube side as well. Golf is really hard. A bad round of golf is very depressing and demoralizing. A bad round of golf that is on camera is even more so. And a bad round of golf that should have been on camera but had to be aborted due to circumstances out of my control is really, really, really demoralizing. So I'm not feeling exactly chipper about prospects for my golf game, and frustrating to not be able to put another round on camera for you guys, but I will do so again soon. And it is kind of annoying because I felt like my game was trending in a good direction. I played a few days ago and probably struck the ball as well as I ever have. And if I'd been able to putt properly, I could have posted something really, really good in terms of an overall score. But that is golf. I'm here to document not just the ups, but the downs as well. And I will do so in as transparent a manner as I feel comfortable and as I possibly can for those of you who are subscribing and who are following along. And again, I do really, really appreciate it. There is going to be a little bit of everything. I've done some equipment reviews, I've done some ball testing, I've done some distances and that kind of stuff. I've also documented some of my rounds in terms of vlogs, but also the competitive side of things that I'm trying to do at the moment. We're in summer knockouts, I've done winter league, and a lot of the kind of club competitions that I'm sure a lot of people will be familiar with. So what are we doing here? The answer kind of is all of the above. It's easy, and it was certainly easy this morning to stand on the 14th or 15th tee thinking, what am I actually doing here? This is all very frustrating, and potentially is this all kind of pointless? But I appreciate that there is an audience out there at the moment, albeit small, but hopefully growing, who is hopefully resonating with this content, and I would like to keep putting it out there. I've pledged to myself I'm going to do this and upload a video every single week for at least 2 years. So if you are subscribed, you will have regular content coming through. I would love to see the channel grow more. So if you can tell a friend, tell a fellow golfer, I would really, really appreciate it. And as I say, if there are things you'd like to see, questions you'd like me to answer, certain content types or videos that I can do that I think would fit in with the channel and its ethos and its kind of mission at the heart of it, then I am open to suggestions, so please drop them in the comments. Oh, and also do please give me a follow on Instagram. It's just at Golf Life Crisis. I haven't done a ton on Instagram. I need to do more, and the following is very small at the moment, so I would really appreciate that. So hopefully that will catch up the new subscribers who have come in over the past couple of weeks, couple of months, and thank you again for doing that. That is the mission, that is the goal. It is a long-term one. I'm hoping to document as much of it as I possibly can. I'm hoping to get as close to achieving it as I possibly can over the coming years, and I would love to have as many of you with me following along as possible. So thank you for that. I will have a new Break 85 course vlog out as soon as I possibly can. And as I say, I will have videos going out every single week. So do subscribe. And if you could drop a like as well, that would be great. And I will see you in the next one.